We're back on the Chef You and I show, and now we're making my favorite meatloaf. When I was 7.5 years old, my mother, who was a Girl Scout leader, decided the first thing that she was going to teach us brownies at the time was cookies and meatloaf. And it's a hearty meatloaf made with stale bread, onion. I don't like green pepper that much, but you can add green pepper, yellow pepper, whatever to spice it up. I use ketchup, I use eggs, and I use different spices. And I use a ground lean, ground round for my meat. Or you can use turkey. But we're using ground round today, so let's start. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take and crumble. Well, I'm going to cut these up real quick. And we're going to crumble the bread, which is stale. And I'm using a whole wheat. You could use oats. You could use rice. You could use lots of different things if you want to. Okay. So now we've got those all done, and then we're going to tear those a little bit, and we're going to put those into. We're going to crumble these up, which is about 2 cups of bread. We're going to crumble it up, and we're going to put this, and this is the base. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to cut our onion up, 3/4 of a cup of onion, and the oven is already preheated to 400 degrees, and we're going to add 2 beaten eggs and our onions and our ketchup, and I'm going to add, I like a little mustard, dry mustard, celery seed, a little oregano. I like to jazz it up because this is a light meatloaf. And my husband loves meatloaf. And after this, we're going to be making a chili. So we'll do a chili next. And you can freeze any of this. And he loves leftover meatloaf sandwiches to take to work, or, you know, when we're going out on a fall picnic or something like that. So there's your bread. Okay. You want to put that there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mince up our onion. I'm going to put that over here for a few minutes, and then we're going to just cut this onion up. And I love these knives. They're so easy to use, not hard. And we're going to do that. And just a second. And take that, and then we're going to add the onion in. Okay, let's move that over, and we're just going to cut this real quick. And we're going to add that onion into our wonderful meat, and we're adding all the ingredients next. But the first thing that we have to do after we mince the onion is we're going to have to beat the eggs just for a second, and we're going to add those in. And I had another recipe I was making just a while ago, so I kept enough for this recipe. So we're going to do this, just mix those eggs up like that. And now what we're going to do next is we're going to take and we're going to move all this over for a second. We're going to bring this back up here, and we're going to add these onions, right? And that's good. They look really good. Just mix all that in, and then you're going to add your egg mixture to all of that. Soak that in. Right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to add your ground beef or turkey, or they've got ground chicken you can use too, and you could do that. You could actually, and we're going to try this, we're going to add some horseradish into this dish. So my hands are clean, and we're adding all that together. Right, that looks good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add our other spices. Just a second. I'm going to wipe my hands off. Okay, and then I'm going to add some celery seed, just a little of celery seed, because a lot of people don't like celery, but the celery seed they can deal with. And I'm going to add a little bit of mustard, dry mustard to that, and then a little bit of black pepper. Okay, and then a little bit of leaf oregano. I just like to use a little pinch, not much. And then a little bit of parsley flakes. That's enough of that. And then let's, I think we're going to take a break a second. I'm going to get some horseradish. We'll be right back. We're back, and we're going to add some horseradish or horseradish sauce. That's 1, 2. We're going to add to that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is add a little bit of salt. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Okay. And then we want to mix this all together. Okay. And then we're going to add our wonderful, and I love ketchup. Some people use tomato sauce, but I like to use ketchup, okay? So I'm putting about a cup of ketchup in here, which I already pre-measured. And then you're going to paint the top of it as well, okay? So get that in there. And you could add more if you want, okay? And so we'll put this over here. All right, and now I'm going to use my hands, which are clean, and we're going to mix this all together. So you're going to get a little messy, okay? And get it all together, mix it well. Okay. And I just have to go rinse my hands off just a second. We're back on the Chef You and I, and we're going to spray our container that we're going to put our meatloaf in, so that it doesn't, if it bakes well, it'll be fine. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take our meatloaf and we're going to form a meatloaf, okay? So we're going to take it and put it in there, right? And actually, that's a pretty big meatloaf. All right, so what you want to do is you make it into a loaf, and like that. And when you're done, you are going to baste it. And I need a paper towel here. And you want to wipe that off, right? So it doesn't get baked on there, right? And what would we do without paper towels? I don't know. Now we're going to baste it, and you could put bacon on the top of it if you wanted to, right? And we are just going to do this, flatten that down a little. Now we're going to baste it with our basting brush and ketchup. And we're going to do this, and we're going to baste the whole top of it. So it really comes out really beautiful. You can use barbecue sauce if you don't want to use ketchup. Or you can use your own sauce that you make. All right? But this is low fat. This is healthy ketchup, by the way. You can make your own ketchup if you want to. There were a lot of wonderful tomatoes this year, and you could do that. And then you're going to bake this for an hour at a 350-degree oven and for 40 minutes. 40 minutes to an hour. Okay? And we're done, and we're going to put it in the oven in a minute, and we'll be right back to make our chili. Hearty chili. We'll be right back on The Chef You and I.